What's up, guys? So, new league selections are out. We got the Premier League, Spanish League, and Italian League. So today we're going to look at the Premier League players. If you want to see the other ones, let me know. I'll make a video on them. So, starting off with Haaland. First look, he looks decent because his kicking power is really high, his physical contact's really high, and his finishing is really high. Kind of just a pace and power striker, run and gun. In terms of his skills, he has acrobatic finishing, which is probably the most important one, the first time shot. Those two together does have long range shooting, so edge of the box. It's not really a long range shot, but the skill does need to come into play. So he'll be a consistent finisher there. He has heel tricks, so if you're playing the ball up to him, you'll be able to hit it well. In terms of skills to put on him, I would probably put one touch pass, true passing, and unfortunately he doesn't have aerial superiority, so you're definitely going to need that on him. His jumping isn't too high, but 194 centimeters get him to or sorry, if you give him air priority, he'll be still decent in the air. So I have him leveled up here. This is what he looks like max level in terms of this is the auto allocate as well. So in terms of would I use this build? Probably not. I would take off a little bit of the dexterity, keep it at 90, and get his speed up to 90. Now his kicking power is going to be really high, 93. You've already got 8 shooting, so you got 96 finishing. So in here, I'd probably go into either extra 2 points into aerial, or you know what, maybe his passing, try get that high up so you can link up a bit better, and then I think you have an extra point. No, you'd have to go on the dependent. Yeah, it's a bit that extra point's annoying. To be fair though, he's on form most weeks, so you can play into the form, and he has super sub. I would recommend him as a super sub. He's good if you're just trying to get a goal late on, knock it down to him. So if he has super sub, you're assuming it's a +2 boost probably. Super sub. So if you took off that, coupled with the fact that he's gonna be on form most weeks, so like that, you'll have 80 ball control. You have a better build. So yeah, I honestly, would I start Haaland? No. Um, he has super sub, so you should be doing it, but it's also the type of player he is. Got the pace and the power. It's late in the game. You've got 4 forwards up front. He's physical. You hit it up to him, one turn, shoot, 96 finish. Should be should be in the back of the net. Okay, so the next player is Virgil van Dijk. Now I actually have a Van Dijk. He's decent. I feel like my version, sorry, not this one, falls a bit behind. We'll start off with decent pace though, so this one isn't too bad on first impression. In terms of skills, he's got great skills. Not missing any defensive ones except for track back, but that shouldn't matter for a centre back. In terms of the skills, he does have weighted pass, so he'll be good at passing, except he doesn't have true passing. So put true passing on him, make him a ball playing centre back. He's got 70 lofted pass. 63 low pass is a bit low. I look for 70 on my centre backs just so I can confident them on the ball. So I do have a build here of Van Dijk. This is the auto allocate. Personally, it's too much into defending. Just because I feel like for centre backs, you don't need the engagement. I've talked about that in my training video. Funny enough, I don't think tackling is too important for centre backs just because it's the when you're tackling someone, a striker with a centre back, you're already pretty close to them. I think the midfielders need higher tackling because you kind of have to make up a lot of the space. So I think not that tackling can be low on a centre back, it just doesn't need to be the highest. Defensive awareness should probably be the highest. So I'd probably go something like that. Get it up to 8 points there on the speed, or maybe just seven. Yeah, you get pretty decent speed. I would recommend just 4 on dexterity because look, it's only 1 point one cost 1 point per level. Whereas if you go an extra, it's going to start costing 2, and then you can probably go from passing from there. With form boost, you'll have 70 low passing. So yeah, I think Van Dijk looks pretty good. In terms of is he better than the other versions? Which version do I have? I think I have see if I can find it. Yeah, I have this version. So you can see it's pretty much the same. If you already have a Van Dijk, I wouldn't spin, but if you need a centre back, he's actually pretty good. He does excuse me, he does have good ID in the game, player ID. Yeah, I think he'd be worth a spin. Next player is Enzo, another player I actually already have a version of, and he's actually really good. So he's a player who you would like good tackling on because he's in centre mid and he has to make up a lot of space when you're going for a tackle. You know, you might not be as close to the player. So in terms of his skills, to be honest, he actually does have really good skills. He just needs interception. It's a must for centre mid. Centre mids need two skills: through passing and interception. He already has one, and he has weighted pass, so that's like through passing plus basically. Yeah, he just needs interception and become a beast. And even if he doesn't have great defensive stats, you don't choose to level him. With interception, it makes him really good. I have it on my Iniesta, and he's just fine in defense. So this is Enzo on auto allocate. Looks pretty good. His passing's insane. Honestly, a passing build that high might be good. I did a review of Douglas Luiz the other day. If check your club to make sure you have him, he's really good. And the reason he's really good is because he had high passing like this and high kick and power. So the high passing, high kick and power combo works really well. So you should consider giving him the high passing on it. But to be honest, I would go like 8 just because he followed Gianni's theory of leveling into 8 and get kind of more cost efficient with your builds. And then if you use pass assist 3, same way kick and power is really important for passing on 1 and 2. On 3, curl becomes really important because you have a bit more freedom. Now he doesn't have outside curler. That's one of the good pass types on pass assist 3 with high curl. Would consider doing that if you use pass assist 3. But in terms of the build, you can go a few ways. You can put a bit more into dexterity. I would recommend that. Just because you look at his dribbling, he's got good dribbling stats. Acceleration is more important for dribbling and speed. Yeah, but he's a pretty good player. I've used a different version. It plays well balanced. He's not gonna be particularly good at any specific thing. But he is going to be good at nearly everything. Although this one does seem to have higher passing than the one I was using, so maybe this guy will be really good at passing too. So yeah, maybe worth a spin, especially if you're a Celtic fan or sorry, Chelsea fan. Next player is Botman. I actually used to use Botman at the very start of the game, very start of eFootball. So when I first seen him, the pack, I think we might have a gem. I don't think we do. Speed starts off too low, and he's only got 20 levels. Every other player has, how many levels does Van Dijk have? 25. Haaland has 25. Enzo has 32. Like, those are the higher rated players. I'm surprised they have higher levels. So Botman probably is a skip. Maybe if you're a Newcastle fan, it'll be good. This is him fully leveled up on auto allocate. So I would probably do something like that. You don't need a defensive engagement. He has got good passing, better passing than Van Dijk actually. Then you can probably go the rest into speed. So he's actually not too bad. On the speed, that's the issue. If you can get it to 80, it'd be a lot better. I don't think speed's too important for centre backs. You can get away with lower speed, but it wouldn't be worth spinning for this guy. Maybe if you got him, give him a try. He is tall, 193 centimeters, but yeah, I wouldn't be spinning for him. And apologies if video lagged there. I accidentally launched Spotify. Okay, next player is Matoma. Matoma, I wish he was better in the game than he is. He does have a decent ID. He just never really has. He always has higher dribbling than tight possession and ball control. I've touched on it in my training video and my this is what 101 dribbling looks like video. The most important stats for dribbling are tight possession and ball control. Dribbling is actually the least important stat. Dribbling just determines how fast you run with the ball. Ball control is your first touch, the skill moves, and tight possession is your left stick dribbling. So his dribbling is high compared to his tight possession and ball control. So it's a bit of a disappointment in terms of his skills. Got the Neymar double touch. He's very smooth with it. few players that are really good with it. Neymar, Sancho, and I think Mitoma's on that list. Those players just seem better with that type of double touch than everyone else. In terms of his other stats, he's got the good pace split, acceleration, height, and speed. Okay balance, it's not great. Low offensive awareness, and his curl isn't great. Now, if you level him up, you're definitely going to see that curl not being too great. So this is all allocate. Only 70 curl, 79 kicking power. It's you're left wanting a lot more. In terms of the build, I wouldn't go with this build. I would first off take off the passing. You don't need passing on a winger. I think when I hit crosses, you're better off on a player like him, just using pinpoint crossing on him, put that skill on him, and then just hope the skill kind of carries you instead of using the stat. In terms of build, probably get him to 82 finishing there, go 8, and then honestly, probably go like that, and then yeah, you probably use that extra point for passing, but that's only left over. So you've got a choice once you go to here, 888 or 80888. Do you want to go more into dribbling, or do you want to go more into dexterity? Playing on left mid, probably put it into dexterity. If you're playing on closer box, like left wing, I'd probably go with dribbling. In terms of the skills to put on them, to be honest, I wouldn't put skills on them. I would recommend them. But you could put, well, you need true passing. You could put long range curler, but like I said, he doesn't have the curl, so it might be the best. Maybe Marseille turn would be good. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend actually investing skills in him. All right, so we're not gonna go over the goalkeeper, just because it's a goalkeeper. This guy doesn't have enough skills. Not gonna cover him. His stats actually do look decent. It's just the skills are a major issue. He does have pinpoint crossing, but of any defensive ones, I wouldn't recommend investing in 5 skills, potentially a million GP, just to make this guy okay. Diaby. Now I think a lot of people are interested in Diaby. There's been a few versions of him. I think the whole player version is probably better, because if you have a player pure pace like this guy, same with Kaka, the whole player is probably the best play style for him. He's similar to Mitoma. His dribbling is higher than his ball control and tight possession. With Mitoma, it's a bit of an issue because he's not like blistering fast. But Diaby, it's okay. You're literally using him for his pace. And you can see his position in the top right there. Play left mid, right mid, AMF. He can play anywhere along the front line and wide. So in a 3-5-2 or something, he'd be really good just because of that pace, pure wing back. So in terms of his builds, this is what the auto allocate looks like. Yeah, the auto allocate just makes him for pace and dribbling. I wouldn't go for that. I would go. Why can't that go to 68 lofted pass? It's weird. Yeah. So honestly, he even level is shooting. Yeah, probably just a little bit. Just because you have the extra points. But in terms of his pace, prioritize his dexterity, because look at his acceleration and balance are really close together. So if you can get them bow high, he'll feel really good in the ball. And then if you get to this level, his offensive awareness will be 80. His speed, 95 speed would be enough. You then go into dribbling, but I would level his speed further just to get his kicking power up. And then, you know what, you maybe take the passing off, going to shooting. Curl's not high enough. To be honest, I think I've used them before, and I've used Saint Maximin. You're not saving their finishing. I think you're best off just ignoring the finishing. I hope you get into a good area with the dribble and passing and pace, and hope it's a type of shot that you can't miss. In terms of his skills, he's got good skills. He probably could do a flip flop just because he already has the soul control and double touch. You know what? Actually, though, just because he has long range curler and soul control, it probably makes sense to level his shooting instead of the passing. Just get that curl a bit higher. The kicking power is not too bad. 84 kicking power is where it starts getting consistent. The finishing isn't actually a problem for knock on finesse. It's just the curl and the kicking power need to be high. But with that low curl, it might be a bit of an issue. Could get his ball control lower. Because if you're only gonna, he might not be a starter for you. If you're only gonna play him on form, you put his dribbling down to 9. When he's on an up arrow, he'll get a boost. He might get the 90 ball control. Yeah, look, his curls on 79. If he has a form boost, he'll be over 80. Then his knock-on finesse might actually be decent at that point. So actually, that's probably the build I'd go with. You still have 2 points you can put into passing, so it's not like you're ignoring it entirely. Yeah, I'll probably put flip flap on him. Definitely true pass like usual. He does have gamesmanship. Probably super sub. Just bring him on late. Make use of his pace. Hopefully he can burn past hard defender. Probably put scissors feint on him too. Scissors feint is really good for fast players. You can sell the player, the opponent with the body feint, and if you can burst quick, they're definitely not going to catch it. All right, Aaron's. His skills aren't actually terrible, but his defense is too low. I think he has got gamesmanship, but if you want to be confident with him, you're going to want to use him double touch. That's like a really valuable skill. I don't know if you want to put it on Aaron's. I probably would skip him, so I'm not going to look at his level. Alvarez. Alvarez actually looks decent. His stats are okay, whatever, but his player skills is what makes him look really interesting. So he does have interception. He just needs true passing. Give him true passing. You probably don't need to give him anything else. And maybe weighted pass if you have it extra. But yeah, I think this Alvarez is really good. He does have aerial superiority. He's 187 centimeters. In terms of would I play him centre back or DMF, I'd probably play him DMF because of his pass and how comfortable he'll be on the ball. So this is him leveled up. So yeah, you can see he looks the auto allocate gives him 80 ball control, 80s on 1 on passing, decent physicals and decent pace. Now physicals are okay, but for this point of the game, they're good enough to get you by, but they wouldn't make you a physical type of player. Definitely not a physical type of player. He's more kind of comfortable on the ball. If he was an anchorman, he'd be a lot better because I feel like anchormen don't need physical stats. They can get away with low physicals. In terms of what build I would use, so I'm looking at 12 points in the defending on the auto allocate. It does seem very expensive, but if you look at his stats, offensive awareness, kind of want that to be high. You want his aggression to be high. You want basically for DMF, you do want every stat to be high because if the defensive engagement is too low, especially as a destroyer, when he moves around left to right, you want him to always want to back and defend. In terms of the build elsewhere, I would probably take 1 passing off, get it into dexterity, get to 70 balancing. He'll be a lot more comfortable on the ball. Let me try a build actually with less defending and more dribbling. Dribbling still doesn't look good enough for me. What about more passing? Yeah. Honestly, I think how do I reset the build? Away? Yeah, max level. Basically resets it. Honestly, I would recommend. Oh, no, I have to put everything to 0 first. Sorry. Yeah, I would recommend probably sticking to the auto allocate. Maybe take off 1 passing though for the dexterity and get the 70 balance. But yeah, overall, I would recommend this pack if you're a new player. If you're a person who spins for epics and stuff, I probably would skip it. There doesn't really seem to be any particular gem. You probably already have a Haaland or Van Dijk. I don't actually have a Haaland, so I probably will spin it for it just to get one. But I've got pretty much versions of most of the players, so it's not a pack for God Squads. But if you're free to play, it might be worth the coins. I'm gonna do a video on if the Messi pack is worth it. You know, the one that came out at the start of the game. So, 'cause a lot of people are asking me. So I think for free to play players, the best avenues are the packs like these, the Player of the Weeks, or I'll make a video talking about that booster Messi that came out about 6 months ago. But if you want to see videos on these 2 packs, let me know. And if you have any further questions about the builds or the skills, put it in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.